There was a notable concept car debut for Mercedes this weekend. What's the deal there?
Yeah, so kind of a stunner here at the Munich Auto Show over the weekend. Mercedes debuted their CLA EV here. Sort of the CLA class, normal gas-powered cars. They're going to kind of cancel that car, sort of see it off into the sunset. But then they announced this EV that's going to come up based on a concept that'll be sort of almost production ready. This new car, quite stunning in its looks. Going to have also around 400 miles of range, if not a bit more than that. So it's sort of taking on Tesla, the Model 3, which is around 320 or so. So Mercedes up in the ante there from a range point of view, but also, as we know, Mercedes knows what they're doing with luxury. A nice widescreen digital display in that cockpit. It's going to look great, I think. So we'll see that probably the next year or two coming out from Mercedes. Can't come soon enough for the brand, I think.
I love that. And I love the fact that even though, these EVs don't need a grille, this one has one on there because it still makes it feel a bit more special. I cannot wait. I'm sure at some point, hopefully you get to try that out for us. Right. Always great to have you on, our very own Prostive Romanian.
Tesla may have a big competition on its hands, and it's coming from its German counterpart, Mercedes. One notable contender of Tesla's Model 3 is the Mercedes CLA, and several factors suggest that it could pose a significant challenge to the Tesla EV. While the Tesla Model 3 has undoubtedly played a pivotal role in accelerating the adoption of electric vehicles, the competition is intensifying. And Mercedes-Benz, with its CLA Electric and other forthcoming EVs, is poised to challenge Tesla by leveraging its heritage, technology, and global presence. As the EV market continues to evolve, it is likely that consumers look forward to an increasing number of high-quality choices, ultimately driving innovation and improvements across the industry. So they might just want to try something new. In today's video, we're going to explore this new Tesla competitor and how it is different from Tesla, and what features could make it a better pick compared to the Tesla Model 3.
We are looking at shares of Tesla falling today into the red, off just around 5.5%. More price cuts and also worry over competition in China is weighing on the stock. The EV giant cutting the price of its Model S and Model X in the U.S. and also in China. Tesla is also unveiling its revamped Model 3. It's now on sale in China, but with a steeper than expected price tag, starting around the equivalent of $35,800. And Kiko, this is just a continuation of what we've seen play out now over the last several months. We heard this warning from Elon Musk most recently in their last earnings call, saying that more price cuts may be necessary. We're seeing the fact that demand, obviously a concern here for Tesla, for its competitors, as we talk about the fact that people simply are pulling back on their spending. They don't have the excess cash to go out there or have as much money to buy an EV. So here we are again with Tesla changing the price of its Model S and Model X for the 7th time this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth separating the two stories, I think, Shauna, because when you think about what's happening with the Model X, that price cut was made right to come within that cap of the IRA. So that car is, in fact, eligible for the federal subsidies, which makes it a little more affordable, although it's higher than the Model 3 and the Model Y. So that's largely seen as the big motivation behind the cuts there. The Model 3, though, is probably a bigger concern when you consider the Model 3 and Model Y make up such a big chunk of the revenue and deliveries for Tesla. And a lot of investors were expecting that new Model 3 coming out to be at a lower price point, to be able to compete with the BYDs, with the other cars, especially in China, where the competition has been so steep. So that's a big concern for China.
Tesla is already dominating the EV industry, there's no doubt. However, to maintain this position, the automaker will have to keep its competitors miles behind by improving its competitive advantage and leveraging the weakness of its competitors in order to manufacture better cars. This is why identifying potential rivals is not just important for Tesla as a company, but also for people who are investing in the company. Mercedes-Benz has a strong presence in markets where Tesla is growing, such as Europe and China, and this competition may lead to a more balanced market share in these regions. While Tesla's Model 3 has made significant strides in popularizing electric vehicles, it is clear that established automakers like Mercedes-Benz are not staying idle. They are investing also in EV technology, leveraging their brand reputation, and offering compelling alternatives to Tesla's offerings. Hey guys, welcome back to Tesla Tomorrow. To get an idea of how the Mercedes CLA stands to compete with Tesla's Model 3, it's important that we understand the technology behind these vehicles. First, Mercedes-Benz has a long history of producing high-quality luxury vehicles. The brand's reputation for craftsmanship and comfort is well established, which could attract traditional luxury car buyers who may have been hesitant to switch to electric vehicles in their own rights. The car company has a well-established global network of dealerships and service centers, and this infrastructure can provide reassurance to potential EV buyers, knowing that they have the convenient access to maintenance and support, which could be a factor in their decision-making. This is also something Tesla does not have, and while it can be an advantage, it is also in a way a limitation for the automaker. Mercedes offers a diverse range of vehicles, including SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and the Mercedes CLA, with its sleek design and upscale features, can appeal to a wide variety of customers, potentially diverting attention away from Tesla. Before we carry on though, if you like this type of content, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to keep up to date on everything going on with Tesla. Although the Mercedes CLA is not a pure electric vehicle, but a plug-in hybrid that can run on both petrol and electricity, it still offers a range of 69 kilometers on electric mode and up to 686 kilometers on combined mode. The Tesla Model 3, on the other hand, has a range of 448 kilometers on its base model, and up to 580 kilometers on its long-range model. While the Tesla EV has an advantage in terms of pure electric range, the Mercedes CLA has the flexibility of switching to petrol when needed, which may appeal to some drivers who are not ready to commit to the electric lifestyle. The CLA vehicle is expected to feature cutting-edge advancements in autonomous driving, infotainment, and connectivity, which can all compete with Tesla's renowned tech-savvy image. It is also likely to carry forward Mercedes-Benz culture of luxurious and comfortable interiors, making it an attractive option for those seeking a premium electric vehicle experience. The concept of this car is quite fascinating, and it is actually an electric-first clean sheet design, utilizing the new Mercedes-Benz modular architecture, or MMA, that was conceived to support entry-level EVs, and it does appear exactly as you might expect a next-generation CLA class to look. Its design highlights include a beautifully sculpted shark nose with a prominent undercut and smooth flanks, with a flowing Coke bottle shape. And while its hood is also quite long for an EV, that's also because the vehicle will carry ICE engines too. This is where it poses a greater competitive advantage than Tesla, because as a hybrid, it encompasses most, if not all, of the several advantages of hybrid vehicles over EVs. There are quite a number of people who think that hybrid cars are better than EVs. In fact, according to Jake Fisher, Senior Director of SIA's Auto Test Center, hybrids are so fuel efficient because they utilize energy that would otherwise be wasted. So we see that there's a huge amount of hype for this kind of car. That's not to say that Mercedes CLA vehicles will definitely take over Tesla's market shares. However, for Tesla to continue maintaining its spot in the EV market, it's got to keep producing better EVs, much better than most of its competitors. The market performance of the Mercedes CLA will be majorly centered around its unique designs and features, as well as the benefits that it offers by being a hybrid vehicle. The most notable difference between an EV and a hybrid car is that one needs recharging and the other needs to be refueled. Car users must plug electric vehicles into a power source to charge up the batteries. Meanwhile, a hybrid car has a traditional ICE. The hybrid model uses regenerative braking to recharge the electric motor, which works with the combustion power from the engine to thus drive the vehicle. This is something that you don't really get with EVs, so it may be a market advantage for the Mercedes CLA. However, aside from this, there isn't so much to defeat the Tesla Model 3 with, coupled with the fact that hybrid cars still involve things like oil changes and engine failure, whereas electric vehicles only contain a battery and electric system. Think about it, in terms of sales, the Model 3 is already one of the best-selling EVs globally. In 2018, it became the top-selling car worldwide in terms of electric-powered ones, and has maintained its position for subsequent years. The Model 3's success can be attributed to several factors, like its price point, its impressive electric range, cutting-edge technology, and Tesla's extensive supercharger network. The Tesla model was the third highest-selling vehicle in Australia in January, across an overall market which was strongest it's been in 5 years, as global supply of new models started to improve and long wait lists were limited. During a time of shifts in the car market, as more and more people think about buying an EV, this number 3 spot for a Tesla model was the highest ever reached in Australia by a fully battery-operated electric vehicle. Tesla even cut prices by between 2.4 and 3.9% in Australia in early January, in line with previous global price cuts by the company. It's believed that this price cut helped boost the sales in the market just like it did in other Tesla car markets. This is probably why Tesla investor Dan Ives has said that Tesla may be on its way to finally taking over the industry, not just because of the price cuts, but also due to numerous Tesla projects underway. For instance, Tesla recently released its refreshed Model 3 electric vehicle, and it is already making waves in the EV market. This vehicle is being built at Tesla's Shanghai plant and comes with a starting price that's 12% higher than previous base models in China. It is Tesla's first change to its mass market car lineup since it launched its bestseller, the Model Y, in 2020, and it promises longer driving ranges of 606 kilometers for the standard version, based on China's testing standards, about 9% higher than the base model it replaces in the region. Several Tesla bulls also believe that this model could be a game changer for Tesla and the automotive industry, as it offers significant improvements over the current model and the competition. This refreshed Tesla model has a sleeker and more refined look with a smoother front end, narrower headlights, updated taillights, and a new wheel design. It also includes new color options like Ultra Red, which replace the current red multicoat. This new design gives the Model 3 a more premium and futuristic appearance, which could attract more buyers who value aesthetics and innovation. It could also attract more customers who are looking for a stylish, efficient, and luxurious, smart electric vehicle, boosting Tesla's car demand in the long run. This vehicle could also increase Tesla's brand value and reputation as a leader in the innovative field of electric vehicles and autonomous driving. The Model 3 sedan, the new version, marks the first time Tesla's rolled out a vehicle in China before the US, underscoring its growing reliance on a country where it is a race for market share with BYD. According to Tesla, it has started taking orders in China, where it will begin deliveries in the fourth quarter, and other markets where it exports from in Shanghai. In terms of range, the refreshed Model 3 boasts longer range than its current model, thanks to improvements with aerodynamics, battery efficiency as well. It uses a new battery technology from CATL, which claims to improve the range up to 700 kilometers on a full charge. The refreshed model also comes with new features that enhance the functionality and safety of the vehicle. One of those is FSD version 12, which is expected to be released later in the year, and also enables full self-driving in the Model 3. The EV boom has drawn sales for Tesla and other EV makers in recent times, and Tesla's infrastructure, such as its supercharging network, as well as its unique EV features, are all going to drive in more sales. In 2021, the Model 3 topped European model rankings in September, with 24,600 registered units, a 2.6% market share, and that's the first time that an EV has led the market, and also the first time that a vehicle manufacturer outside of Europe has occupied that spot. The Model 3 has performed well in various markets around the world. In the US, it's been one of the best-selling EVs, surpassing both traditional gas-powered cars and electric cars too. It's also been successful in Europe, particularly in countries like Norway and the Netherlands, where it's been among the top-selling cars overall. One area in which the Mercedes CLA may have an upper hand compared to the Tesla Model 3 is in terms of pricing, and that too may prove to be difficult because Tesla's already lowering the prices of its cars. For hybrid cars, while every car has a different price tag, this category of vehicles tends to have lower payments than all-electric vehicles, which could actually keep the transportation cost under control. But since Tesla is already lowering prices, this may not be a competitive advantage for the CLA. Tesla understands the power of pricing, and it's been able to use it to its advantage. It understands that pricing is a crucial factor. In fact, economists have stressed the importance of price in determining how much of a product people will buy. The demand for electric vehicles is highly determined by the prices of these cars amongst several other factors, like the relative prices of substitutes, as well as the relative prices of complements, such as charging stations and servicing the vehicles, and this is where Tesla's got the upper hand. The car company recently doubled its discounts on some of its already made new Model 3 cars and offered discounts on the Y as well in the US inventories as they entice buyers amid economic uncertainty, rising competition, and the upcoming redesign of its mainstay model. Earlier this year, Tesla cut prices of some of its most popular electric cars by thousands of pounds in Europe and the US, all in a bid to boost customer demand, and the result of this move was quite significant. Its numerous price cuts have started a price war in the EV market, leaving other manufacturers in the trenches as they struggle to sell more cars. Tesla's effort to cut prices has actually hit the home run and opened up more windows of opportunity for the car maker. But that's not all. Recent news about the US Inflation Reduction Act suggests that Tesla may be up for another massive run in terms of car sales. This was disclosed at the company's website, which stated that every new Model 3 is eligible for the $7,500 federal tax credit in the US. The US government recently issued a revised set of guidelines for which EVs must qualify for to get this credit, and they released that in March to comply with the IRA rules its president signed last year. Under new guidelines that went into effect on April 18th, vehicles using batteries or components that are 50% made or assembled in the US qualify for a tax credit of $3,750, and they can only get the full amount if their manufacturer sources at least 40% of their critical minerals from the US or its free trading partners. Interestingly, in this aspect, Tesla's also winning. The automaker is already making plans to source its own raw materials instead of relying on its suppliers, and that's a very important move, especially since Tesla aims to produce and deliver a record number of cars every year. To conveniently meet its production target, Tesla needs to be in control of its supplies. And interestingly, Tesla is already close to making this a reality. Other EV companies are still struggling to master the business of selling cars. Overall, Tesla still maintains a leading position in the auto industry. And while its market shares may be threatened by the likes of the CLA, we believe it's going to take a lot more than external features of a car to dethrone Tesla from its position. What do you think? Let us know down below. And if you want to know more about what Tesla's been up to over the last few days, go ahead and click on this next video on your screen. See you there.